afternoon, good evening, good morning, at whatever time of day that you're listening to our podcast. This is Mike from the Fresh Bunch podcast. We are here today with Ryan and Joelle. Mimi is out today, and our wonderful guest has been I wouldn't call it anything but a dear friend and a sincere person with a huge heart, and started from nothing a few years ago and is now the owner, CEO, president, grand poobah, the man, the myth, the legend that you all know from social media, YouTube, trade shows, everywhere else. Sahid Nahim from New Bloom Solutions and New Bloom Media.
Woohoo.
Yay.
Welcome.
Thank you.
How was that?
Man, Mike, that's impressive. That is a great introduction.
Neurogum, man. Neurogum.
Wow. Great job. Thank you for
We were
having
just discussing
me,
that earlier.
Yeah,
today.
we were just talking about it.
That was neurogum. That's all neurogum.
Well, that's what he's been eating up there. We haven't heard much. There hasn't been many updates of it since.
I have a whole bag I'm bringing it to Colombia, Ryan. Keep us on our toes.
Okay, let's try it out.
All right. Cool.
It works.
Got a whole bag.
I'm game.
Thank you guys for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here, and you guys are family. So I wanted to come in person to hang out with Ryan and Joelle and the team. So thanks for having me.
Welcome. It's always better.
I got to tell you, Sahid,
Sir.
have you been lifting weights? Because you look kind of swole now. You got some.
I like
looking
to
at the
think
gun
so,
show.
but it might be the camera. So you're seeing me through the
You
camera.
got the gun show going on
I got
over
a-
there.
I got a
You and
couple
Joelle,
things
I don't know.
happening.
Yeah.
You and Joelle, you guys could lift the whole table with one hand.
Oh, yeah,
you look
sure.
pretty strong.
My 20 minutes a day of working out pays off.
There you go.
The quick ones.
It's working. Well, yeah, welcome. Appreciate you filling in, helping us out, holding it down while Mimi's out. Jimmy the Tulip didn't get the call back. So, yeah.
Wait, but does he have his?
He's apparently supposed to be sending in a voice note of a joke, but we'll see if we get it. The Jimmy joke.
I think Jimmy's doing a great job.
Jimmy's
Jimmy's doing a great job.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Yeah.
I love the name, by the way.
The Fresh Bunch.
Yeah, it's just super cool.
It's a good name. It has been growing on.
It was hard, man. These guys were coming up with names and names and names to change the name.
We went through 20 options at least.
Yeah.
Like good options, like
Yeah.
ones that we like. Oh, this could work. And it was just like, a landscaping podcast exists, or a food podcast, or something, or just a motivational. Anything with the fresh approach, the fresh take, anything with the word fresh was pretty much out. Anything with like cut or certain things like that we used. Jet Fresh we wanted it to be flower in the name, but anyway, Fresh Bunch. We're here. We're working.
It's awesome.
And now you're part of the bunch.
The Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch. So which one would you be if you were the Brady Bunch?
I'm the middle child. That's exactly where I'd be.
Let's talk about your.
There's been a lot since the last
What's that?
time he was here.
I was on the show 3 years ago. No, 3 or 4 years ago.
It's been
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot has happened to you in that time. Everybody knows who you are now. You are in the big demand. You're traveling around the world.
award winning.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
surprised.
that's right.
What an honor to get it from your dad. He was up there.
I've
I was
been on
checking my
the,
phone, and
He's part of the committee, yeah.
that was awesome.
Well, I've been on the committee for a couple of years now,
Oh, wow.
and that was absolutely the highlight for me so far. Was because basically the way it works is you got to kind of draw straws on who tells who, and who announces who and stuff like that. It's kind of like
Who announces
I guess it
which
goes by
award.
seniority too. Yeah, when they said, "Oh, Mike, you're going to announce the Heat," I was like, "Okay,
Perfect.
no problem." I was excited, and then I got to, I had to call the nomination, the people who made the nominations, and I had to make sure that they kept it a secret, and make sure that they got you there to make sure you were there.
So you didn't know anything
all
that was
that.
happening, so you didn't know the award was coming your way?
Not a chance.
Nobody tells you
Did
anything.
did
Nobody
see
did SAF clue you in just to like check on you and make sure you were coming, and just like
not a
that
chance.
you didn't notice?
Not a chance. Nothing.
And Dad, did you see him at all before you gave out the awards?
yes.
So did you
Yeah.
drop a clue or give him any like hints or anything that like foreshadowed? Not like to give it
No,
away,
no,
but
no.
just like obviously you knew it was coming in the back of your head. It's fun to just like know that.
No, Ryan. I really wanted him to have the same experience I had.
You wanted him crying on stage from the surprise.
That's surprise. Yeah,
He tried to hand me a Kleenex.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm good. I'm a man.
Yeah, I did. I want, and there was two this year. There was two recipients for that award this year because it was like a tie. Like you couldn't, no one. It was like almost a split decision, and it was like these both people are very qualified and they're both very worthy of this award. So and it's not doesn't happen very often, but I don't think it's ever happened before where they've given two of that award. So hopefully that opens a gate for the future for more.
So this was SAF's, the Society of American Florists, Rising Star Award?
Yes. Yeah, it's formerly like a Next Gen award, but I think they changed it up a little bit to make it just a Rising Star. Last year, I believe it was Jenny Thomason,
correct,
who won it, and I think before that was Nikki P.
Yeah, President Nikki.
Yeah,
she was the first one.
Which I do need to give a shout out because of her. Correct me if I'm wrong. That award exists.
Well,
she started Next Gen.
Yeah, exactly. It was originally a Next Gen Rising Star
so
Award.
Much exists because of her.
Yeah,
the whole
so
Next
much
Gen exists.
Yeah, exactly.
Her,
So my hat goes off to her, and thank you to her for making it possible. That was awesome.
Yeah,
and we tried to have Sam on your co-winner. What would you call that? The co-recipient. We tried to have him on with us today, but he's on vacation right now, so we didn't want to bother him on vacation. So we got Sahid. But Sahid's got a lot to talk about. He's got all kinds of things that he's been doing. His business has all transitioned and changed. You were just at the Delhi show in Colombia, and then you're going back to Colombia next week?
Yeah, going to Bogota. So I was in Beijing for 2 weeks, which is awesome. If you've never gone to Chrysanthemum Week, you should check it out. It's just a great experience to go in the culture of flower world.
Sure, yeah.
It's just so cool. And breeders are just such interesting.
Was that your first Delhi show?
No, that was my second one.
How did this one compare?
It's still awesome. Like, they're just great. They have a good recipe, so they do that recipe, and it's very welcoming.
They're stepping up their game.
Well,
they're stepping up their game.
They got to top it every year too. They got to do the same thing.
They're stepping up their game. They invite not only growers and people in the flower industry, but they invite like the supermarket buyers. They invite like very influential people.
Ace Berry was there. Penny Lane was there.
Oh yeah.
Willie, Joe Don. So I was hosting them. It was a lot of fun, and you get to see all these varieties. It's just super cool experience.
Yeah.
And the Colombian culture.
It's crazy how they crank them out.
Yes. Yeah.
It's crazy how they just keep cranking out the new varieties,
And to hear the story of how long it takes.
And now they're going to essentially redo it for the show, right? Pro Flora show? Are they going to be at the show?
Yeah.
So they have to do a second.
Oh, yeah.
They got to do a second booth.
A different show, yeah. But it's not a booth that they do. They do a whole, they do just a whole event, and it's like 5 days of food, drinks, music, flowers everywhere, hosting people. They host, I think it's 500 people. It's really good, really great experience. And then La Ceja is just a cool place in Colombia. It's just a super, super cool area where you look over the hills and you see all the great greenhouses.
Nice.
Just great people and great food. Colombia's awesome. You guys enjoy Bogota?
I haven't been in Medellin, and I haven't been in Medellin since before COVID. I'll be going this winter for sure.
And I also spent the day with one of your favorite people, Mike, with Amy Hernandez and the whole Flores Esmeralda crew. We went with a video crew to do a documentary there, and it was awesome. That farm, which is 10 minutes away from Delhi Flor or less, because they're all in that area in La Ceja. What a beautiful farm. And I got to go back. I went with Amy 23 years ago for our first trip because I worked at Esmeralda for our first trip, and we got to go Amy back at Esmeralda.
That's a cool full circle.
And I was there to join her with that experience. So it was a cool full circle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this
documentary,
documentary,
to see her as the leader of the company now. You know,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
she's
a rock star, man.
you know, she's in a very big position now, and I'm very happy for her.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, they're taking us. One of my one of my things is I've always wanted to see Sunshine's
Farm.
production, bouquet production. Not that I'm in the bouquet business anymore, but like I've always been fascinated with bouquet production, and I've always like from afar been a huge fan of Mr. John Simcoe and all the things that he's built. And I really and so they're sending a bus for us. We have a little bit of a crew going down. I'm going with Ryan, Casey, and Connor. And Juanita is right now in Medellin with Majo visiting farms, and then they're going to go to Bogota. But she's bringing two young people from our Quito office also to Bogota to get some experience and to meet some vendors and to have some show experience. So there'll be a little bit of a group, and they're actually going to pick us up and take us to Sunshine's farm and Sunshine, one of their production facilities. They have several, from what I understand.
I hope they
but
take
we're
you
going
to
to go
the
check
view.
out one of them.
I hope they take you to the view. There's a stunning view where you get to see all of their properties. I went last year and we recorded another little mini doc, and it was just super beautiful. It's just so nice to just see all like that's all of ours, and you just see you're standing on the top of the world, looking down at the flower world. And it's really cool.
Yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I have never done that. It's been on the bucket list, and yeah. We're gonna go at 8 o'clock in the morning. They're gonna pick us up and take us and then we'll go to the show after.
Yeah, that's what I did last year for Ecuador. It's super cool. And you're going with Amy, no? I imagine she's joining you.
Yeah. She's joining us on the bus, I think, and we're gonna have a day of it.
Who's your salesperson?
Those people
at Esmeralda.
They gotta work hard. They gotta work hard at those shows, man. You know, the great Willie Colon, he works those shows, man. That guy's...
Oh, yeah, he's working.
He's in there. He's working hard in those shows. Every show I see him, the guy's taking care of business.
Willie's a legend, man. I worked with him for 8 years. That guy doesn't stop.
Yeah.
That guy's a machine.
Yeah. Our salesperson at Esmeralda is the great Howard Levine.
Howard.
Howard Levine, the industry legend.
True story.
Yeah. How long have you been working with him?
Yeah.
Have you kind of follow him
with
around?
Howard Levine? Since Esmeralda adopted him.
Okay.
I don't know. What is that, like?
7 years.
Got to be like 8-10 years already.
At least,
it's got to be quite some time. Yeah.
Howard.
Yeah.
He's a legend. The guy does his thing. And he cares a lot about his customers. That's what he's known for.
They use Howard as an example of like how many times you're supposed to call your customers and like how hungry you need to be. Like he's an example here.
Yeah. He will call you till you buy
him
or
as an
die.
example for sure.
Wow.
He'll call you till you buy or die.
Hey, he's on
Tell him,
it.
I don't need anything. You hang up. 2 hours later, he'll call you again. Hey, what do you need? Like he never called you.
Like he forgot he called you.
It's a new day.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So forget about all the Howard Levines and all that stuff. Let's talk about you, man. So where have you been? You have kind of reinvented a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your business, right? So what was it and what is it transitioning to and what is it now and where are you headed? Because I see you're only dealing now with the who's who of the flower industry.
That's why I'm here.
You trimmed the fat, right? You're kind of like that idea. Like you had so much going on.
Yeah, it was
You honed
time,
in on some of the key things.
It was time to focus.
Yeah.
We're
And what is your market?
Who's our market?
Growers, retailers, importers, wholesale. Who is your market? Who is it that you help and how can you help others? Because I know that's really what your thing is, to connect people and to...
So we help farms, breeders, services connect with all sectors of the floral industry through a multimedia and community-driven approach. So that's what we do. And we have florists, wholesalers, supermarkets that are part of our content newsletter, you could say, and also through using the Bloom Show, using newsletters and things like that, we get messages across. And then we tie that in, and I tie that in with my experience of marketing, and we help the customer understand how to market to that segment and just to the Americas in general. So working with breeders to how do the breeder close the gap from demand to supplier, but how do they speak the language of a florist in the U.S. or a wholesaler in the middle of nowhere? They might not know because they're working in Ecuador or Colombia or even Africa. So messaging, voice, tone, all those important things, we help build that out. And I personally help build that out first. And then we start implementing through our channel. But again, it's a multimedia approach. It's not just a newsletter and here you go. It's having different angles, different approaches, in-person events like the Bloom Together event and other ideas we're working on to allow for collaboration and networking and for connection of our entire community. So I have other little ideas in my mind of how to grab that and satellite those things out, right?
Sure.
And just make up opportunities for everybody to connect and network together and collaborate. Because again, I could get on my soapbox all day, but I think we're stronger together. And for us, I like to share my network. It's not just, I'm going to keep it. What can we do to help our customers grow and be empowered to do better things and continue to innovate?
What's the most common problem that you help people solve in our business? What's the most common problem?
Getting their messages out there and connecting to the right people to solve their problems, but getting their message out there to the right people and the right way, right? Because, I have this conversation very often. Who's your customer persona? Oh, a wholesaler. And then you look at it and say, all right, there's 4 or 5 different kind of wholesalers. And what are you packaging and what problem are you solving for each of those wholesalers, right? So it's understanding that they might need a little bit more direction in getting the message across. And it's not just about being heard. It's really about solving a problem, adding value to your customers and being present as often as possible. Because, one thing I look at is you spend $20,000, $15,000, $10,000 at a convention, which is extremely important to be at because that's your in-person opportunity. But what do you do before and after that convention? How are you staying engaged? How are you staying present? I was just speaking to a customer, a client, and they're like, they do great at shows, but after that, they fizzle. And then they go back to the show and they do great at shows. But we do a good job at just keeping that presence, keeping that pedal to the metal, and then also having that message of that problem that you're solving, not just having brand awareness and brand noise, but really coming with a purpose-driven approach and helping solve other people's problems.
Is most of this done with the social media or how does, I'm a grower and I come to you and I say, hey, Sahid, I really want to get my flowers into these wholesalers, but they're not answering me. They're not taking me serious, or they've got enough suppliers. They don't want any new ones. How do you help get through that?
So it's a combination of things.
It's
being where they're going to be, right? So it might be social, or it might be an email or a newsletter, or it might be press release to other channels, or it might be a conversation. Right. People, you call them up and say, hey, I got this guy for you. I think he's perfect.
Exactly.
But it's very selectively. Like I'll do it with certain customers that I truly know that this product's going to work. So like I introduced you guys to Alstro Nova. Remember, Ro Van Zanten. I said, hey, come check this out.
Yeah.
And you guys kind of started buying. So it's really connecting to the right ones. It's not like a sales process. It's more of that trust, that collaboration, and saying, okay, might not work because it hasn't worked in the past, but let's look at it how it could work now. And then we come up with innovative solutions to that and how it could work and what a collaboration might look like for the future. So it's a combination of things, from media as a media channel, and then in-person introductions, opportunities, collaborative opportunities. Hey, look, this guy wants to promote this. You want to promote that. Let's put it together. There's a good relationship here. And that's really important about sharing those relationships so that everybody's empowered and continues to grow.
It's an interesting situation that he has, is because he's like, he has the ability to do so many different things, from digital to technical to sales to training and things like that, and connecting people. And then he's got the option, the other side of it, the presence of being in all these places and being so connected and involved with all the industry and the organizations and stuff. So he has that side of it, and which opens the door to just every customer is different and what their needs are different, and everybody's in a different situation, selling something to somebody. And he can take it one by one and use his skill sets and abilities and connections and his team and things like that, and kind of handle each individual based on their needs versus kind of like a company where they just do the same thing for everybody. So it's a pretty good scenario. And this is so much a personal relationship business. It's because he's at all these events. He's so involved and he's connected with all these people, and people like him. People want to work with him and have him around and value his input and stuff like that. So
he's an infectious guy.
It's naturally blooming.
For sure.
I'm blessed.
When the first time I met him, I said, this guy is gonna make things happen. I knew it from the first time we talked years ago.
And those conversations were so important to the development of me, Mike. So thank you. With just that support, right? Because you want to give, you want to support, a lot of the stuff is, it's giving, but there's value on both ends. But, having that encouragement, hey man, what you're doing is great. Because again, I came from behind a desk, so it just, I saw a vision. I saw
you're self-taught, right? You're self-taught a lot.
No, I went when it came to marketing. I did my time and went to school for certain things. I did my bid, but they took certain courses and things like that. But it's also having a vision and just kind of seeing the industry and having a knack for saying, "Oh, this could help," and listening. Right? It's really being intentional and listening to what is needed out there and try to connect it. And if I can't do it, then let me highlight the people that can. And that's really what it is let's highlight the industry so that the industry feels empowered, that they have a voice as well. The media channel. So there's a consulting and then there's a media. But it's really about that. Like right now we're super excited. We're doing correspondence. So we have Joe Don, Tim Huckabee, Penny Lane, Ace Barry.
I feel like the word correspondence is doesn't kind of sum it up a way it might. Is there a better word for it than correspondence?
I'm calling it correspondent because I didn't sit down with you and think about ideas.
I was going to say, we got to market that.
Maybe we'll market that a little better, but they're having 10-minute segments on our show.
Exactly.
And that's just so awesome to me.
Like news?
Yeah,
like news correspondence like that?
News correspondence, you could say.
Are you covering things like the strikes right now going on in Cayambe? Are you covering that kind of stuff?
So I'm working on that.
Because the shit is getting real right now.
Yeah, I'm working on that. There was just a positive article that came out from Flores, Ecuador to Flores that I posted. So I might have to reach out to them and dive more deeper into that.
I've seen videos of them. I've seen videos of them striking and demanding that the workers leave the farm. A really big company. I won't mention their name. I watched a video today of people being demanded to leave the farm and to join the strike. So, and I've had farms today send me messages, say, hey, we can't ship to the airport today. We're going to ship tomorrow. We're going to try to ship tomorrow. But this happened a couple of years ago, and it will cause some problems in the market. It will. It's not so big in the South yet. And I want to say yet because it's coming. But the people in the North, in the Cayambe area, are striking hard today. Today, the podcast will come out next week. Today is the 26th of September.
Yeah.
That we're recording. But
I might have
their strikes are real.
I might have to delete that positive article from yesterday. Flores or send me an article.
You don't know though, but you don't know. This is a This is a political thing. You don't know what's going to happen. One day everything looks great. I know that the president, Daniel Novoa, went to Latacunga and has been at the governor's offices or house or whatever in Latacunga, the governor of the state, and he's there to talk to the leaders of the communities who are striking, and he wants to hear them out. And the biggest thing is the cost of the diesel. And for as long as I know, the government has been subsidizing the cost of the diesel to make it more affordable for the independent bus driver or a truck driver or a taxi driver or whatever they are, the truck drivers, there's a big difference if diesel is $4 a liter or $1.50 a liter. It's a huge difference for them, for them to make money. And the government, I don't think, can afford any longer to subsidize it because they have big debts with like the World Bank and other things. I'm not an expert. This is just shit that I'm hearing. I don't know if it's true or not.
I heard something similar. It kind of lapsed, and then it was kind of just missed it.
Yeah.
And it lapsed, so now they're trying to work
for
on
me,
it.
the biggest fucked up part about this situation in Ecuador is they produce oil. They produce their own oil. But because they have no refineries, they have to ship their oil to like Venezuela and have it refined in Venezuela and then re-import it again, which is crazy. And I think the Chinese are like the biggest buyer of their oil because there's a lot of Chinese influence in construction and stuff in Ecuador. I try to know stuff because we got money there, but I just feel like, if it's not a water situation, it's a fuel situation. It's always something.
Right.
And the volcanoes are active. There's always something to worry about.
We're messing with,
and they don't make it easy. I'm just reapplying for my visa every 2 years. I got to do it.
Yeah, he's Ecuadorian. Huh?
The rule is I have to get so much papers. And they have to be like legalized by the state of Florida and the FBI and this and that. Is so much shit just so you can have a bank account in Ecuador. They put you through the ringer. They don't make it easy.
So what kind of visa do you have?
It's an investment visa for me to be able to do business and have a bank account in Ecuador. I could have a permanent visa if I lived there for 6 months, but I don't think mommy will be with that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You think so much?
No.
Think so,
No shot.
Yeah. But
No
like,
shot.
Mike and Sid.
That's
Mike
cool
and Sid
that you got
off.
people. You should get a correspondent on the ground in Ecuador.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm working on. So certainly.
That'll be cool.
I have different sector correspondents, and now in every country I want to
every flower producing area should have a correspondent.
If you guys
Melissa will do it for sure.
Yeah, if you're willing.
Melissa will definitely do it. Yeah. You should ask Melissa.
Actually, let me write it down. That's a great call.
It's me, Melissa. I'm in the highway.
Yeah, rocks are being thrown right now. I can imagine. Get Melissa as I'm writing notes down as I'm talking to you. By the way, Mike.
It has already affected business. Tina from Florida Villes called this morning. There's a fly flying around. Tina from Florida Villes called me this morning saying that somebody that she's getting the orders from in New York, they have a show in Long Island. They're told her that there's an issue with the roses coming out of Ecuador, that they're going to be short on roses and they're going to be more expensive and stuff like that. So the guy was calling Casey to see what Casey's prices were going to be, because I assume this is because of the strike. But because I had heard, I didn't hear any updates since what Juanita had told me earlier in the week. I thought everything was okay over there. I told her like, oh, there was a strike and it's still going on, but it's not a big deal.
So it was okay yesterday. It wasn't so bad.
Okay.
2 days ago. I mean, it's
right.
starting to become a thing now, and I guess the North is starting harder than the South. But this same thing happened a few years ago, and before you knew it, they were burning tires in the highways. You couldn't get through. They were destroying the roads. The guy who takes our boxes from our farm to the airport, they took his truck away. They let him leave, but they took his truck away. He went back like 3 days later to get his truck. He had 4 flat tires. They popped his tires, and that's rough, man. That's rough when that truck is your living.
Yeah. Wow.
He had to walk home,
right?
And God knows how far that was, but he had to walk home from wherever he was. I remember it was really sad.
Yeah,
I remember the last time. So the last time it was being done, there was a farm that had helicopters taking some of the product.
Yeah, last time we had a cargo plane go to the airport in Latacunga from Quito. It like puddle jumped over to Latacunga, and all the farms had trucks in the middle of the night go down the back roads to the airport. It was like this undercover thing, and they were able to get some boxes out. But there was also farms that lifted cargo with a helicopter to the airport as well. All kinds of stuff. all kinds of stuff. So, but I always know when there's trouble or no flowers by who's buying flowers from us that day. Today, I saw a bunch of people buying flowers that almost never do from us. So I'm assuming the market's short on whatever they needed.
Jimmy the Tulip. Jimmy the Tulip just showed up.
Jimmy the Tulip.
Jimmy, how did we do, Jimmy?
And his beard.
They're asking Joel. Joel, give him your mic real quick.
Did you just get the? Did you get the joke that I just sent you?
He was gonna say that we know you sent the voice note of the joke, but I figured if you were here, you could just say the joke in person.
So why do seagulls fly over the sea?
Why?
Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be called bagels.
Joel rates it out of 5 afterwards.
Yeah, Joel, are you gonna keep that?
That's a 5. Is that a 5? A 3.
They're always 3s. They're always 3s.
No, you gave me a hard 2 last time.
You guys ever see the videos of the cop and the fireman telling each other jokes?
Ah, yeah.
Those are funny.
Those are fun.
Sahid, what about? Are you doing any consulting, Sahid, about how people are managing the tariff situation?
No. I'm not doing any of that consulting, but that's interesting in itself. How's it gone for you guys?
I was gonna say you just have you could have an episode about that if you need a special correspondent.
I had a 7-day it was like a 4-day 7 correspondents.
You had Charlie Hall,
7 interviews at a time.
Yeah.
It was I lost my voice with that, man.
You got party girl voice.
Yeah.
I was listening to Charlie Hall the other day on the AFIA. AFIA had Charlie Hall on a Zoom meeting, and he went through a lot of stuff with the inflation and the tariffs and all that stuff.
That's pretty cool that he's the official numbers guy for the industry.
He knows his shit, man. The guy knows his stuff. He's also on the awards committee now, which is cool.
And he's mentored Melinda Knuth, which when she talks, we have her as well as a correspondent for the science side of business.
That's smart.
So it's kind of talking about, consumer behaviors and smell and how you're visually look at things. Stuff like that. Go ahead.
You would be shocked on the amount of people that I talk to in and out of our industry that believe that it's the countries that are exporting the products are paying the tariff. Nothing could be further from the truth. The importer of record is paying the tariff, and they don't get billed from the government with a 30-day net 30 kind of. They take your money every night,
right off the top,
every night. It's crazy.
And you guys have to pony that up. I've heard of some people taking out loans just to cover that thing.
You bet your ass you got to borrow money to do that. There's no way anyone could reach in their pocket and finance that kind of money. No way.
It's 22% now when it comes down to it?
Well, it could be as high as 22%. Yeah, it's like 21.8 something from Ecuador all in. But after financial costs, you're north of 25%.
What I've also heard, and this is a good conversation, is
because the interest is 7%.
Yeah, but what I've also heard is that what's happening is that people are increasing the price for that percentage every time they touch it, right? So the farm is selling it to the wholesaler or the distributor's putting it up, then it goes to the wholesaler's putting it up. Are you guys finding that, or are they doing it by pennies?
Well, the tariff is only on the flower cost. It has nothing to do with the cargo or anything else.
Okay. So are they increasing it by a percentage, or they're increasing it because you increase it by 5%? So let's say your farm has to increase it by 5, right? And then you sell it to someone else. Are they increasing their prices by 5, or are they going up by a certain percentage?
The farm or the customer?
The customer. So
I assume the customer has to charge a little more.
We're not charging.
Yeah.
We're incorporating our tariff in the cost of our flowers. We're not putting it as a line item or anything else. Yeah,
we've seen some where they put it as a line item.
Yeah. And then I've just had some conversations at SAF, and people were saying that their customers, so let's say you add 5%, then the next person you sell to would add another 5%. And then the next person they sell to would add another 5%.
So you mean like a retailer would add their markup and then another?
And another 5%.
Oh, wow.
Or just to cover that 5%.
They're putting their finger on the scale.
They kind of
so by the time it gets to them,
right,
it's
the end consumer is paying paying for the tariff at the end of the day in some way.
When some people were saying they should be by
for sure,
cents.
For sure, yes, the prices are up, but not that I don't think the problem with our industry, it's a market-driven industry. We're not selling automobiles where the price is the same for everybody. We're selling a perishable commodity that is market-driven. So what it is doing is it's taking the speculative nature out of the business because it's unsafe for us to continue to speculate the way we historically have and then add another 22% to that. Because at the end of the day, the 22% or the 10% or whatever the tariff is, it's basically our margin. So, you worked in an importer, the kind of thin margins we work on. So, that tariff, if you lose it, you also lost your margin. So you lost almost double. That's why many people that I've spoken to had an extra rough July or an extra rough August because they continue to speculate. They paid the tariffs on what they speculated on, and they dumped and liquidated a lot of flowers. So whatever you lost last year, if it was the same money, it's that plus tariff, what you lost. And that's not sustainable. So it gets more and more difficult to speculate on the flowers, to bring in that inventory and hope somebody's going to buy it. It's really risky. And I learned it the hard way in July and August. I got hit over the head with a sledgehammer because business sucked and I lost everything plus the tariff on whatever I dumped or liquidated. And I could not possibly be alone. Everyone else must have felt the same shit. So, and wholesalers, a lot of wholesalers or even large retailers are importers. And they're big importers. And they have the same problem. So, I think it's the most difficult situation that we've ever dealt with. I think it's because
so much unknown, right? So much what if, and what can happen, and
the frustration is.
But you can't it's not something that can be maintained long term. Is what the problem is, right? It's like
right, and you can't beat up your growers either. You can't say, "Oh, well, I'll just pay cheaper to my growers." That doesn't work because then your grower can't sustain. It's bad all around. It's bad all around, and I don't know about other companies, but I will tell you for Jeff Rush, we have these relationships that we have in place. We have these strategic partnerships. We even have exclusivities from some places where we're obligated to take these flowers. And if we say, oh, we're not going to take those flowers because we're risking it and we're paying tariff and this and that, and the grower's going to say, okay, well, I understand. I'm just going to find somebody else. And then everything you worked for the last 20 years could go down the toilet because you can't risk it. So it's a really, really difficult thing. And I have to have therapy every week in order to manage my brain. I have to.
All the neurogum ain't
I'm not ashamed.
Neurogum.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It could this it's absolutely the most difficult situation that I've ever had to try to navigate.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And unfortunately for us, we can only navigate after the fact. We can't do it up front.
Something, with interviewing the people we did, the thing that's the most frustrating in not being able to plan is the uncertainty. Right. Because it could change tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
From today to tomorrow to tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's almost like this.
It's happened multiple times already since it started. It's gone up, it's gone down, It's gone off, it's gone on.
So as businesses, how do you prepare? What decisions do you make today? And then you're going to have to change that decision tomorrow.
You're going to roll with it. You got to roll with it.
Figure it out. So this last change, people were calling me, what do I do now? What's everybody's doing? And you're like, you got to sit and wait.
And there's no one solution for everybody
you
either.
can't take an
Every
action
single person's in a different boat.
And you can't make a decision too early.
Right.
Because then you're having to come back and then you look inconsistent to your customers. So you're like, okay, I'm going to lower the tariff or raise the tariff and then lower the tariff.
But imagine if we were importing flowers from China or India, which is 50% tariff or whatever it is now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those people, you can't sell that. You can't make money doing that. That's a lose-lose right there.
Exactly. Or even hard goods, right?
Well, that's
our prices.
Hard goods are a
raised.
huge problem. Like I know a lot of hard goods companies are struggling.
And those are coming
for that exact reason
from China as well.
A lot of it, yeah.
India was trying to come into the U.S. for a while.
It's a cash flow problem to bring in a sea container of stuff at a high tariff. It's a problem. It's a problem. Try to go and buy a car now. I mean, try to go buy a car built in the EU, and see what everything's cost more. But our prices, I looked back. Our prices are really not much higher than they were last year at the same time. It's affected our margin. The market only allows so much. And we as a small independent company needs to compete against these big mafioso companies, right? They fly their own planes. They're completely full of their own cargo. They have their own logistics hubs. They have their own, we have to compete against that. So our prices can only be so much because my cargo is way higher cost than their cargo cost. So the only way we can compete is to work on a thinner margin and try to make it up other ways. And it's really hard to navigate. I mean, and your salespeople, they need to sell. They need to make a living. You price them up too high, your sales go too low, then all of a sudden your salespeople ain't making money. Their commissions are crashing. What are you going to do? So this has so many moving parts. It has so many things that
it's consuming.
I'm not qualified to handle it. It's something that's way beyond me. Way beyond me. We had Christine Bolt on a couple of weeks ago, and she was talking about it. It's at some point the government can't stop it. Because they need that money spoken for, right? I mean, we can hope that the flowers become tariff-free if we can somehow have it proven that they're not readily available in the United States. It could fall into some kind of executive order that the administration signed, but it's yet to be determined. Or the Supreme Court could say it's illegal and then they don't charge it anymore or stuff like that, but yet to be determined. I, for one, think it's not going nowhere. I think we're gonna be paying it forever. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm afraid of.
That's scary.
It's possible. Anyway, can we change the channel because this is really depressing me. I don't know why we're talking about it.
All right, so let's go back to Sahid and his new bloom. So tell us what's new, Sahid. What you have the New Bloom Media that was new since the last time you come on. You do the New Bloom show. Do you want to talk more about that? You want to let people know more about that, when that's happening, where that's happening?
So the New Bloom, the Bloom show is that thing continues to grow. So I'm really excited.
What is your audience now? How many people watching?
Last time I saw was like 25K.
Oh wow!
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, man. So it's been a
25,000 people are watching it.
Yeah, not at the same time, but we have at least subscribers.
Holy shit!
So we have 25K. A bit of it is obviously the U.S., Colombia, Ecuador, the Netherlands, and then
this is your YouTube channel. You're talking
the YouTube channel, yeah. And then we got like Africa and just cool places like that. China. Just right now, I got an email from Thailand. They're doing a flower show and want us to cover it.
Sick.
So it's really cool. I never thought that this would happen. Like, it wasn't my intention. I want to do a show and I want to be the face of this thing,
right?
Not really, right? Because it really happened from, you remember, man, it happened when COVID happened.
You started on the couch.
When I was working with Berkeley's. Right. Still I am, but I was working with Berkeley's and they're closed, and it was like, what's going to happen? They were going to close. The sales team weren't going to engage. So I was like, I got to figure something out. So I went live on Instagram every day, 3 times a day, interviewing people. And then from there, people were like, why don't you just do it on your own and take it to a bloom show? I'm like, okay. And it just kind of happened from a necessity to, okay, let's do it for our industry.
And it bloomed from there.
It just bloomed there.
See what I did?
That's another Jimmy joke. It's a free one.
But overall, you know, it was really just everybody that's supported. People have been on the show. You guys have been on the show. We did a flower couch at Jeff Fresh.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh yeah.
Supporting, believing in it, saying there's something here to give a platform where everybody could come and share their story.
Right.
You know, it's less about us. It's less about me. It's, you know, I'll chime in and give my opinion, my thoughts, and try to inspire.
More about the industry.
But it's really about the industry and giving them a voice. And people
Are there
would tell me that.
Any segments or any specific types of styles of people that tends to do better than others? Like you said, you had Charlie Hall, you had some science stuff, you had designers. Is there like a certain one that kind of leads more?
The news stuff does great, like the alerts.
Sure.
You know, the tariff thing did phenomenal.
Sure.
You know, it's just really the personality as well.
Yeah.
The information. I enjoy the ones that, you know, people are just genuine and we get to chat and just have like this, right?
Yeah.
It's real.
It's just real and have a conversation. Yeah. We do it a little bit more structured, like we'll send questions but then we'll riff, you know, and just tell me about this, because I've been a curious person.
Jimmy's looking for a new segment to host. So
Jimmy hosted one.
Yeah,
but I'm saying he's looking for a new one.
Yeah,
he wants.
Maybe we'll do the wholesale side of
We're working on getting the brand out there more.
Well, we did the memorial in West Palm Beach, so we talked about continuing.
True.
Continuing.
So we're going to work on that.
Yeah,
next
we're going to
year.
work on that and try to build it up down here. So that I'm excited about that. My dad is buried at the one in West Palm Beach, so that was kind of a.
So we saw a need for that because I know Mimi was supporting that, and I think she wants to do another one.
Just in Jacksonville.
So Jimmy and I, because since his dad's there, I said, Jimmy, I got your back.
Yeah.
What do we need to do? Let's do this together.
And I know Jenna's still down to also participate and host.
Yeah,
as
I
well,
think that was the first one they ever did there, because everybody was surprised that we were handing out flowers, and it was the whole memorial thing. So
and that's something so important, man. You know, it's like when I started getting,
I miss talking to Jenna every day.
Jenna's awesome.
You can still
I
call
miss
her.
talking to her every day.
You can still call her.
I know I can, but it's like we're out of our groove, you know.
Yeah.
So we were just like when I get back to Miami, I'm gonna go have dinner with her and Abidi and the baby and see how they're doing. But I miss her.
Tell her you miss her. She listens.
She knows. She knows I miss her. You know, Sahid, you know what he did? Let me tell you what a good guy this is. He's got an employee working for him.
Who's he?
In Sahid.
Oh.
The guy across the desk from you.
Oh, that guy?
The way you set that up was, okay. We were all confused.
I thought he was still talking about
I don't
Abby.
know, because shit just keeps popping in my head. I'm sorry. It's like therapy. You're supposed to talk about everything that pops in your head.
That's true.
When you said India, I figured it out.
This kind of is therapy for him, just so you know.
I was a little confused.
Caught on to that.
Yeah.
So he has an employee.
His employee, he works for him remotely from India.
Yep.
Okay.
You have more than one.
And the guy invites Sahid to his wedding.
Oh.
And the man jumped on a plane and went to India for his employee's wedding.
24-hour trip.
I was gonna say that's not a one-day wedding.
That's Indian weddings are like 5 days,
right?
Man, you know,
no,
it was
but
a trip.
Like, I don't know if I had somebody working for me in India and they invited me to their wedding, I would do it. I don't know if I would go.
That's a tough.
I was so proud of him
to jump on.
when he told me that one of his best people and that he invited he jumped on a plane and went to India, man.
What was your employee's reaction?
You know, what's funny is when he told me, I was like, dude, you know, you want your bonus or you want me to go to India? And he goes, I want you to come to India.
It's like, can I have both?
He still got a bonus. He still got a bonus. But I was like, you know, that's a trip. You know, it's a ticket to get there. It's time to get there. Yeah. It's a hotel to get there. But the experience was extremely humbling, eye-opening, you know, thankful. You reset when you go to a country like that where you realize how lucky we are and how blessed we are to have what we have and the consumption of what we have, you know. But coolest part was the flower market, man. That was just a world apart. The largest flower market in Asia, for like 500 stalls, product just everywhere. Yeah. And it's nothing like we're used to. No processing, no processing, no cutting. It's
all
just
natural.
It's all natural. And in a sense, there was some sleeves. You do see some packaged stuff, and I'm still putting together that clip. But I did do a short clip of it. But you just see this crazy amount of products and people chopping the stuff there, and it was just amazing. And then you see this
homegrown stuff there. Or is it all?
It is all
regional
home.
Stuff.
Most of it's home. Some of it's imported, but that's like 10%, 5%.
Oh, really? Wow.
80 to 90% of it is grown there and consumed there.
Oh, wow.
Right. I have a picture of this pile just trash, of flower trash, just extra byproducts, and cows standing on top of them eating. And if you know, the cow's holy there, right? So it's just a cool contrast of a picture of the cow just munching on flowers and marigolds everywhere, man.
That's the go-to flower.
That's the go-to flower, and the way in jasmine, they make these jasmine garlands, and the way they pack them and chop them and cut them, and just looking at these things, just kind of.
We have some of the marigold garlands. We just in the meeting this morning we display, and I sent it. I have a couple of event customers that are Indian sort of geared or sort of. And I sent them right away. I said, "Listen, look what I got."
Yeah, absolutely,
dude. Yeah.
I sent it right away. Yeah. So
I just got a bunch of ideas to talk after.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of customers. I'm like, that is cool, man. Wow, cool. Nice. You might want to send some to Tua.
Tua, yeah.
Give it to him as an offering.
Wish him some luck.
That guy. Oh,
you a Dolphin guy? You a Dolphin fan? Unfortunately.
Yes. I know where I'm sitting. Right? I got Jet Green everywhere.
Is Mommy coming in for the game on Monday?
She will be here.
It's the Owen
Jets Monday Night Football. Jets.
It's the Owen Bowl.
So
0-3.
If the audience doesn't know, when you go to a Miami game and a Jets game here in Miami, it's like 65% Jets.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I think that's any home game.
The Jets fans come out for sure. Yeah. There's always a fight. There's always some kind of craziness happening.
It's crazy. We're such a transient city that when you go to a game, it's like 50, 60, 60, 40, 50, 40, 50. I got my.
There's a lot. Even Dallas, like Norma, my wife's a Dallas fan. So every time they play each other, because they're not in the same division. So we play like every 4 years each other.
That's a bad example because Dallas fans are heavy everywhere.
Well,
I was on a cruise ship once,
and
there was literally 50 Dallas fans on this cruise ship that I was on.
It's also that every Cuban here in Miami is a Cowboy fan as well.
It's like the U.S. Navy thing.
Yeah.
U.S. Navy.
U.S. Navy. Cowboys.
But every home game, there seems to be always a lot of more, at least the way I see it, more of the other team.
Yeah.
Especially New York, the Giants.
Well, once you guys start winning games, that'll change.
Yeah.
The more we lose, the less
so far, we're going into 3 games in, so I don't know if that's going to happen.
What else is new? What else is going on with you?
So leaning to that, then now we're doing correspondence. So super happy about that.
Yeah.
Had the opportunity to have all those guys come on and support and spread their word. So that's really cool. We're going to Pro Florida, so I'll be there with the video crew to
you're saying
cover that.
You keep throwing out these docs like you're saying it kind of subtly, like it's like no big deal, but you're literally producing mini documentary films from each of these events that you're going to.
So for those things we're doing booth interviews,
sure,
right? So the idea is you spend 30, 40 grand on your booth. Now what do you do after, right? So why not have someone film it, you highlight certain products, then grab those, clip those up, and then send them to your customers. And it's even a great way to re-engage with your customer.
Sure.
Hey, you came to the booth, check out the Bloom Show was here. Yeah. We highlighted some product, or send it to people that couldn't make it.
Yep.
Right. So now you're just, it's like a fifth, a percentage, 1% of your entire booth cost. We make it pretty affordable.
Yeah.
So then we reshare it and boost it, and then just get it out there as much as possible. And then you have the opportunity, or the client has the opportunity to share it as well. So that's something we're excited about. We have good results, and we've been doing it for 3 years now.
Sure.
Because it just kind of keeps that ROI going for you.
Yeah.
But the docs.
So how does it work?
And what's that?
How does somebody approach you to get that done? And is there like a long-term contract, an agreement? Is there something that like they have to qualify to get your services? How does it work?
So I usually reach out to the people I'm kind of eyeing, and then people will pull me aside and say, hey, can you cover us? Okay, next year. And I'll sign them up for the next year.
Okay.
Right. And then there's just people, if you're in our network, which is like a media partner, then you kind of get that as just a plus,
just by being a partner and supporter.
A partner, and you're supporting for a year or what have you, or a client. And then on top of that, if you're not a client, it's a great way to say, hey, test it out, and they'll reach out to us, or we'll reach out to them. So if I want to build a relationship, it's like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to be there. You want to be on? This is the price, and they usually appreciate it because, again, it's an extension of what they're doing. So you're there, you're busting your rear, you're investing all this money, and poof, it goes away. And those shows are super important, but how do you use that to continue to leverage it for the rest of the year?
And get your, like you said, your ROI out of it.
Absolutely. And it's cost pennies. It's like, I'm charging, $700. It is what it is. And there's a lot of reach with it after. So
absolutely.
Why not do it? And then the docus, Esmeralda and Deli Floor has seen results with that. We did an Esmeralda one, which we had like 33,000 views, right? Awesome. Bunch of tons of likes. And it was really just going to their farm, and I thought it was a really good fit because those were my old stomping grounds. Yeah. So the story's kind of cool. And the
story's cool.
Going back there and filming and seeing the view and talking to Rodrigo, and where Rodrigo used to sit next to me on a booth, he was my booth partner next to me, my neighbor. Or cubicle.
I was going to say, like a desk.
Cubicle, yeah. So next to me in my cubicle. And then we go together to the farm, and now he's the president of the company, right? So super cool as well to do that. And then there's been results. So we did it again in Colombia. And then with Deli Floor, we did the first one, which was it was like 35 minutes. And then this year, I'm like, all right, let's make it a little shorter. So we've made it a little shorter as well because we see good results with short clips, as you too, I bet. So doing that, it's just awesome. It's a lot of fun, man, to highlight these awesome farms and companies and travel to cover the flower industry.
Network.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
I'm curious, based on the changes that have already happened within the brand, the company, and everything like that. Like, what are your big picture ideas? You have a vision 5 years out? Are you going AI correspondence? You're going to have a new Bloom app, a channel, something more dedicated? What are you thinking?
All those are in play, man. Yeah. All those are opportunities. It's remember our model's always been innovate, connect, and bloom.
Right.
So right now we're working on first phase and then getting into different phases. But it is truly about inspiring innovation and being a representation of innovation.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Continuing to connect people together and connecting them to opportunities, information,
setting
education. And then blooming is what are the services that the industry needs, and listening to that and trying to either bring them in and welcome them in, or doing it ourselves. Right. And opening a little side business if we need to be able to have that running, because it is important to listen. Because I think that before COVID, we're all just a little content with what we did, right? Oh, great, we're doing what, what's marketing for? I remember one of my ex-bosses said, why should I do a mixed box? It's been 21 years since I've never done a mixed box. And I looked at him and I go, welcome to 22. Yeah. You have to continue to change and move and adjust, and somebody has to.
So you're going to get left behind.
Or get left behind. So why not be the one that educates that and makes it gives that opportunity to others?
It's like that old saying: lead, follow, or get out of the way.
That's what it's about.
Like that? Like that, Ryan?
Yeah, man, it's great.
Another joke, please.
A Jimmyism.
Tulipism.
But that's really where we're headed, man. So AI is super important. Talking about AI, Joe Don comes on and talked about AI.
I was surprised how into AI he was. Like, I'm not. First of all, I don't. What do you think? How old he is? How old is Baby?
No, I've never asked him.
He doesn't look that old, but he's on the older side, right? Not trying to be rude or anything, but either way, I was surprised how into AI he was when I met him this past week. He is well involved into it. If you have questions on AI and things like that, like he would be a good resource to lean into.
And he's really, the last episode he came on talking about how supermarkets need to start categorizing.
Yeah.
Farms need to start helping them and forcing them to do it. Because
assorted grower mix, whatever.
And you know, red roses, you know, but with data, it's so important, so informative to allow us to make other decisions.
Yeah.
So he had a 10-minute riff of just how important it is that, look, AI is going to leave us behind too. You know, social media and e-commerce left us behind.
Yeah.
And then the people that came in were non-flower industry people, right? Urban Stems, the Books, right? We could go on and on.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Nation, those were non-flower industry people that saw gaps in our industry, came in, made the investments, knew what to do, and did it, right? And were successful at it. Poppy is another one. So all those were successful at what they do by looking outside in. And that's just, there's going to be more of that. So if we don't do it ourselves and adjust to AI and give the AI systems opportunity to read our analytics and our numbers and know what the story that's being told, we're going to be left behind for other industries as well.
We're eventually going to get to the point where AI is reading the stories that other AIs wrote for people. That's
for sure. For sure. You're right. What point does that happen?
I mean, I think it's going to get to that point where like we're hitting that curve where like AI is getting good at doing everything. So like the people that were good at those things before AI got good at those things are going to fight back against AI at doing those things.
It's going to be a whole
become
AI war.
AI versus purist war. It's definitely going to become that, you know, like artists, writers, you know, they're already there striking. They're already, you know, fighting their fight against AI in that way. But it's so good and so fast, and it's becoming so normalized with everybody. My dad, everybody in this room is using it regularly. Like it's no longer Google it, it's AI it or Gemini or whatever you're using. It's already replaced that. It's already replaced so many things.
Edwin has a whole conversation in Spanish with his Gemini.
It's replaced things in our process.
Even if you thought you knew what you were talking about and you just wanted to fine tune it,
it finds things.
I would say pretty much every time it brings up a point that I didn't even think about.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm trying to send the team like an email about, I sent this one the other day about, Sahid, you know about the restaurant syndrome?
No.
Okay, so many companies suffer from the restaurant syndrome. The restaurant syndrome is you and 5 other people went to a restaurant together. You sat down at the restaurant, you got your drinks, you made your order. Then these other 2 people, they come and sit at a table right next to you, just 2. And they came in a half an hour after you did. But somehow, they got their food before you. And now you're saying, what the fuck? I'm here with 6 people. For sure, my check's going to be way bigger than their check. They're here for the early bird special. They get 2 people, and they got their food before me. I ain't coming back here no more. The service here sucks. It's just an assumption. Doesn't matter that something happened in the kitchen or whatever the reason why it happened, right? And then people get like kind of pissed off and they don't go back there so quick again. So I'm trying to tell my team, you know, sometimes we have like maybe 2, 3, 4 customers waiting for their pickups and they're kind of huddled together. And maybe one of those people, they came in a half an hour ago and they went shopping and they bought their flowers and now they're waiting for their flowers to be wrapped up and everything else. And then all of a sudden some other person walks in and says, oh, I'm here to pick up for so-and-so. And their flowers came right out. Now the person that was there a half hour before is pissed off because this other person just showed up and they got their flowers. I'm still waiting for mine. And God forbid 4 or 5 customers huddle up together. They're all talking amongst each other about how it sucks to wait for your flowers. So I'm trying to like point that out to my team and say, look, we have to be really conscious about how much time a customer is waiting to get their flowers. If they're picking up not only do they need to be loaded up in the order that they got there, but they need there needs to be a good sense of urgency. Like, so if you're at the restaurant and the waitress said, listen, I'm really sorry, the kitchen's a little behind. Don't worry, dessert's on me. You're all good. Don't worry. You might think twice about coming back. But if they just didn't give a shit and didn't talk to you and didn't, explain to you why you're being delayed and why these other people came in a half hour after you and they're already eating. So I like to use that restaurant as an example of like how our customers might feel when they come to pick up, because there's some days we're so busy, we're so slammed, we're short people, 4 people called in with Monday-itis.
Wait.
And then
Wait. What's Monday-itis?
When you don't want to work on Mondays.
Okay, all right.
Oh, come on.
You never got a stomach ache Sunday night? You never got a fever Sunday night?
No.
I got one of those.
Monday-itis is the most common. Monday-itis is the most common virus that's out there that there's no vaccine for.
My wife and I call it Monday. It's when, like, at a certain point in Sunday, at like around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you're like, oh shit, tomorrow's Monday. Gotta go to bed. Gotta get ready to start the week.
Mondays are pretty crazy here. So
Monday-itis, that's what I call it.
Flower industry.
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah.
When I interview new people, one of my questions is, "What do you feel about Monday-itis?
What's your favorite,
how are you
what's
with
your favorite day
Monday-itis?
of the week? Monday.
No, never.
Yeah. But no, that's real world. That's what happens, and then we go and we pick up flowers from other companies and our driver has to sit there and wait and this and that. And I'm like, I don't want our company to ever be like that.
Well, what's a testament to you guys is you're considering also.
So we write
service.
I write an email with AI and AI pointed out a whole bunch of other shit that I didn't even think about.
Yeah.
You should have seen the transition from his emails from pre and post AI is a night and day difference. He used to write his emails all caps and everything would be in the subject line.
I thought that was your mandatory font. I remember everybody writing.
Now you got actual work. You got punctuations. You got emojis.
Yeah, sometimes Mike will want us to check a link or something up, but he puts the link in the subject line so we can't click on it. So we have to copy and paste and then put it into the browser.
Yeah. But no, AI
has changed put the game. Link in the
I'm trying.
AI, in a good way. In a good way, AI has helped you become more professional. Like as a owner of the company, as a head coach, as a boss, as someone who's well respected in the industry, it adds to your respect when you come with some decent email correspondence. You know what I mean? Like it does. It looks. It's a good thing. So accept it.
Don't forget my schooling. My schooling was a piece of scrap paper and a Bic pen.
School of Hard Knocks.
He's got his. What is it? Your high school or your what's your diploma that you have hanging? What is that? Your elementary school? Which one? Which one's the one hanging you have?
Yeah, I've got my kindergarten.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. Be proud of it.
Yeah.
Talking about AI, something I've been wanting to say is, yesterday I was listening to something, and actually my wife came from an awesome convention or conference talking about HI.
What's HI?
That's going to be what's going to be rare in the future. You know what that is? Mm-hmm. Human intelligence.
Yeah. We lost that a long time ago.
Do you think there's going to be a shift to that?
Yeah, it's going to be that human intelligence is going to be the rarity, right? That's the assumption that it's going to be the rarity, because human intelligence is the only one that could really be as creative as a florist or be able to pivot right on the moment, right? So there's human intuition as well. So there's still intuition, there's sensitivity of emotion, which it's funny because sometimes AI laughs at me, but when you talk to it, but it's really thinking about.
Does it really? It laughs at you.
Oh man,
real?
it's chuckled at me.
AI is very generous. Like, oh, great idea, way to go. This is such a good thought. Like you have to almost tell it, give me a real response,
or even a hybrid version of it. The other day, I bought something from Home Depot and they delivered it to the house, and it came in destroyed. So obviously something happened. So I picked up the phone and I called the 1-800 number, expecting to speak to somebody, a person. No, it said, text this number. So I'm like, okay. So, I text the number and I pretty much had an entire conversation. It wasn't a bot. It started off that way, give me the order number, blah, blah, blah. And I did all that. And then eventually, I guess it connected me to a real person because I was actually having a conversation by text with a real person.
How do you know it's a real person?
Because I would ask it, it would ask me questions, and then I would ask it, or I would go into detail what the problem was, and it didn't give me it. Well, it didn't seem like it. I guess it didn't seem like automated responses. It sounded like
automated, right? That's
no. It wasn't like, okay, are you having this problem? Press 2. Or you having this?
The AI is so good now that I'm still.
I guess I could have.
I'm sorry to break it to you. That's AI.
It was probably AI. It's
but
that good.
He liked her.
It felt like no. Well, I don't know.
She said she loved me, man.
Sweet.
She said I was cute.
He just ruined his day.
No.
That's funny.
But I was having this conversation, and they resolved the issue, but basically I had this 15-minute conversation or a 15-minute text, and I resolved the issue. I didn't have to speak to anybody. I wanted to speak to somebody to say, hey, listen, I had this, the box showed up, it was in shambles, and I text.
That's your customers are gonna be like that soon.
Yeah.
Alexa reminded me to do something the other day, and I said thank you to Alexa, and Alexa says, it's my pleasure, Michael. Anytime you need something, just let me know.
So I have a funny one. My wife for a while was like, why don't you say hi to Alexa or to Chat or whatever? And so she goes, hi, Chat. And then Chat says, I don't have any feelings.
It cost them billions of dollars to have the computer see nice things back to you. By being polite and saying hi first, it costs them millions and billions of dollars for it to be like, okay, yeah, great, thanks, have a great day.
Wow, man. I was laughing when I told my wife, I was like, I don't have any feelings. You don't have to say good morning.
We're going to make a Jimmy J-I.
Where it answers you in my voice or with my...
Both.
Actually, AIFD just came up with something. You saw that?
I saw SAF they were working on one. I don't know if it's officially out yet.
AIFD did one, I think, for sustainability, but they did a press release.
Smart.
So that's something really interesting to look at, and it's going to be out there. And then SAF, I think, as you said, is coming out with something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you really just have to give all the if you have a ton of information, you can upload all the information, and then that's what it uses as its memory, as its brain, and it pulls the answers from the questions from those.
The AI video with Edwin, how it translated his
Instagram auto translates
to English.
Instagram auto translates now with AI. So like you upload a video in English.
It's so cool. Did you hear Edwin?
We upload a video of Edwin in Spanish, speaking Spanish, and it automatically translates the audio to your preferred
with his voice
language.
Accent. With his voice accent.
We didn't even know it did it, but like we uploaded the video on purpose in Spanish with Edwin speaking the Spanish in this video, and then Joel showed it to me, and I played it, and it was in English. The video was completely in English.
With his Spanish accent.
I didn't press a button. I didn't change a setting. It was automatically done.
So this is the Spanish version.
Doctor, ¿por qué es melon the farm? Le diré por qué. Por su calidad inigualable. Su proceso.
So that was Spanish. Now watch the English translation.
Because of its unparalleled quality, its carefully controlled production process and attention to detail that guarantee a superior final product.
We didn't do anything.
Even his accent.
That's AI.
Automatically in
even
Instagram
his accent.
Now. It gave him his voice. Yeah, it matched his voice really well.
In the next 6
but his
6
accent
to 10
as
months,
well.
He sounds Dominican,
yeah.
Dominican
That's pretty
accent.
cool.
Dominican AI.
In the next 6 to
cool.
10 months, we're going to see some incredible things happen.
There's going to be so many scams. So many people are going to lose millions of dollars. There's going to be you're going to get a phone call, and it's going to be from your fucking wife. It's going to be, I'm in an accident. I need you to tell me money. It's going to happen.
When I first started, and
I think it already is happening.
And I got my company credit card. I had walked out to go to lunch. And all of a sudden, I start getting emails from Fern saying, hey, go to Walgreens and pick up a couple of gift cards. Oh. And I kept responding back and forth. And I'm like, and then I stopped and I thought, wait a minute. I literally just walked out of the office. Why wouldn't Fern just call me on my cell phone and tell me? So then I called Fern and I said, Fern, do you want me to go pick up these gift cards? And he goes, what are you talking about? Right. I go, Fern, I just got an email from you. And in the subject, in the email, the name, it had his name, but I have Fern in my phone book as Fern Jet Fresh, but it had his full name. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I called Fern. I said, Fern, do you want me to go get these gifts? He goes, what are you talking about, gift cards? I go, I just got an email from you to use the company card and go pick up $500 gift cards. He goes, I didn't send you an email.
That's actually happened to us already. Yeah. Someone already did that. We already had that happen.
And what happened?
It was bad.
No, I never went to go get the gift cards. I didn't go because
No,
the next step was like, okay, mail it to here.
Yeah.
That was the next
oh
step.
yeah. If you get the cards, they tell you, oh, read me the number off the.
Open it, yeah.
Yeah.
They want the numbers.
Yeah, they want the number off the
and
card.
Now you're talking to Fern.
But had I not seen that, I would have gone to Walgreens and with the company card bought $500 worth of gift cards. You know.
Yeah.
But I started thinking, I was like, I just literally walked out of the office. Why wouldn't Fern just either call me or just yell from the door, hey, come back. I need you to do me a favor.
Yeah.
You know?
That's already happened to one of our team members. It was a message from me saying, I need gift cards. Get me more gift cards. I need a lot more gift cards. It's a problem.
I need a lot more.
So, Joel, if you get that email, you know what to do. Any last jokes before we end up, Jimmy? Got one more? Joel wasn't impressed.
You weren't impressed with the seagull and the bagel one? There was a 3. Hey, last time he gave me a 2. I'm moving up.
All right. Well, maybe the 3 will stay in. 2s get cut. 2s or lowers get cut.
You're going to cut this one too, Joel? All right,
No,
good. He's going to leave it in.
Any final marks? Anything else?
I guess I want to say thank you to you invited me. You wanted to talk about the award, and it's something that it's a community thing. Really, I think it's a testament to all the support, and also the fact that seeing something for doing something for the industry, right? Like, validation in a sense, but also
appreciation,
going out to appreciation to everybody that supported, right? Yeah. I've had 150 interviews. That's 150 different people that have spent an hour of their time. Nice. People have written for the blog. Right. The 65 sponsors that come out to the Bloom Together event that support by doing a little something. And that last year we donated $11,000 to Seed Your Future and American Flower Endowment. Awesome. It's no profit for us. We just do it to inspire community and networking and collaboration. Mm-hmm. But again, just everybody that's really supported, believed in it, said, hey, man, I sent that video to my customers and it saved my rear because the issue in Ecuador let them know that we weren't just blowing smoke. Right. Just all that inspiration and really it wasn't just an award for me. It was an award for the industry. It was such a surprise as we started talking that I was just looking at my phone.
Yeah, you saw the video. Yeah.
Actually on my way to the restroom. Right. I was on my way to the restroom and Danny comes and grabs me and goes, hey man, Sam's about to get an award. And he met his partner. I was like, all right, cool, I'll hang out. And I kind of thought Sam Bowles, and I'm like, oh, wait, So I waited, and then your dad calls my name, and I was blown away. And my wife actually wanted to travel to Phoenix, and I didn't let her. She knew. She knew, but I was like, you're not coming to Phoenix. It's hot. We're not.
The video that Danny Sanchez took of you when your name was called was hilarious. You're like, man. Huh? What? You were looking at your phone. You had no idea what was going on.
So it just blew me away. But I wish I would have been a little heads up just to give a good speech, in the sense that,
authentic.
It was really appreciating everybody that has had a good word. And your dad calling me when I first started my first show and just all that. It's a community effort. Yeah. It really doesn't feel like it was just for me. It really feels like collaboration, giving back, focusing and helping others connect. It's not a bad thing to do in our industry. And the more we do of it, the more we grow and the more we're stronger together. Mm-hmm. So, and then, and a shout out to the Bloom Together. You guys have supported since day one. Oh, yeah. So we're doing it again this year, for sure. Next year, sorry. So we're going to do it again. And last year we doubled our numbers in every which way. We had 700 people sign up.
That's great, yeah.
And we had 11 to 12K donated. So this year we hope to double it up and have some fun with it and make it a thing to really connect the industry.
Fuck yeah.
Bravo. See, great job, man. Great job. I'm ready for the questions.
All right.
Did you do these questions, the rapid fire questions last time?
Oh, no.
No?
I'm not aware of these.
They're just
right now,
opinions.
Jimmy has them memorized.
They're opinion based. What do you mean he's got them memorized? He knows them all? You want to ask him?
Yeah.
I think.
Go for it.
All right. What's your go-to, what's your favorite sandwich?
My best sandwich now is my $5.99 steak sandwich at Frank's on 87th and 67th on 8th Street and 64th Avenue.
8th Street and 60.
Say $6.99?
$5.99.
$5.99.
Great, huge steak Cuban sandwich, man. It is worth every penny, and I love it.
Does it come with a little potato sticks on it?
It comes with little potato sticks, a little vinegar.
That's a Cuban sandwich.
Is that a certain day of the week, or why is it that
every day of the week?
Why is it that cheap?
Franks, man.
I don't know.
I have no.
Next
clue.
time you come, you better bring a bag full of those.
$5.99.
Deal.
Hook it up.
Yeah, man, it's what a bargain, and it's just delicious. So I gained 10 pounds on those suckers. That's why you see those arms, Mike.
gains?
All right, what's your go-to drunk food, right?
I mean, that's like usually the last question.
Okay,
but
I'm
fine.
sorry, I don't have them in order.
No, you said it memorized.
I saw you pull up your phone. I thought you were going to read them off your phone.
No, what's if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Manifestation.
Of anything?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the most underrated flower?
I'm in between Hypericum and Jip because Jip has that, we don't like the smell, and I grew up with Jip. My earliest memory of flowers was my mom working with Jip and the smell. So I love the smell of Jip, and I think it could do a lot.
Okay.
Like if you could work by
if you like the smell of Jip, you like the smell of Clorox also.
Not
Some
really.
people
It
do.
doesn't
Some
smell
Put a little
like
bit of bleach in the
Clorox.
water.
So
You
what's
never
the most
smell it.
overrated flower then?
Oof. I guess the underrated today could be like Ruscus Israelis Ruscus
yeah.
because it is pretty underrated. It's used
People use that
forever.
everywhere.
Overrated. There's no overrated flower.
It's an answer.
Oh.
Pick a movie, TV, actor, historian, famous person, celebrity to have lunch with. Alive or dead?
Bob.
Bob Marley.
Oh, nice.
I'll take Bob. Bob, Jesus, but
Okay.
it depends who you ask. But yeah,
What kind of flowers do you want at your funeral?
none.
No flowers at your funeral.
Nah.
Like, you not want a
I
funeral?
want to be cremated. I want a party.
Okay. You can still have
So
flowers.
Actually,
Celebration
I
of
guess
life.
not flowers. Just like I want a fresh fest for a funeral. How about that?
Just a bunch of installations.
So if it happens in a couple
So
weeks,
don't- yeah.
you know where my urn's going to be.
I got you. I got you.
Don't die for another 2 years.
That's funny.
If it does happen, you guys don't do it, I'm coming after you.
We'll keep you on ice for 2 years.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
So what kind of flowers? I want a fresh fest. Is what I want.
Done.
We'll put them on ice like Walt Disney.
That's funny, but I do want a party. I want to have everything where everybody enjoys the things I've enjoyed in life.
Yeah. Celebration of life.
Enjoy and just celebrate and
I like
not
that.
have to come back to a funeral.
I like that. What is your go-to drunk food? Late night drunk food?
I don't know, man. That's a
been
good
too
one.
long?
It's been too long, like partying.
$5.99
What was
sandwich.
your go-to drunk food then? How
I guess
about
the first thing I could think about is like what was Denny's Moon Over Miami used to be. But also
But you changed the ham to bacon. That was the move, actually.
Really? I didn't know
Moon's
that.
over ham, you changed it to bacon.
It's not on the menu anymore, but you can still order it.
Moon Over Miami's on the menu.
Is it?
Last time it's 2 years ago.
I haven't been
It
to
was
Denny's
2
in a
years ago.
minute.
Yeah.
But the little Colombian hot dogs.
Okay, yeah.
The ones with all the stuff
All the shit on it.
them.
Yeah.
That I'll take that. Yeah.
Okay. I like it. And if you could suggest a future guest for the show, who would that be?
Willie Armelini.
I think he was on already.
We had the Armelinis. We had them all.
You had them all.
together. Yeah.
I had Joe Don.
So I talked to him at that event last week. He gave me his card. We're gonna eventually get him on here.
For you, Bill Schaefer too.
Well, Bill Schaefer was on here. That's why I got. That's
There you
where
go.
that's where we got the information. I was letting you know. Bill Schaefer was on here. He's a storyteller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe Don's a good one too. He's a
Joe will be
storyteller.
good.
He'll go
No,
for
Joe Don
a
will be
while
good.
as well. Yeah, Joe's just cool too because one, you could talk that AI stuff,
Yep.
and two, the supermarket aspect with consumer trends.
We talk Texas stuff too. He knows all kinds of tech. He was
Dude,
telling me
Texas.
how
He's a historian.
he's
man.
what do they call it when they rope cattle and stuff like competitively?
And I got a challenge for you, Miley Cyrus. We're on the show.
you first, man. You let me know when you get her. You spread the
I
word.
might surprise you one day, man.
Let me know, man.
I've got one working on, which is an interesting one. So I'll let you guys know.
Love it.
Nice. Well, if somebody wants to get a hold of you,
Oh yeah, sorry. Good.
see?
Somebody wants to get a hold of you. How
So
would
if
they do
somebody
that?
wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
1-800-Sahid.com. No. It's Sahid at New Bloom Solutions. Any, New Bloom Solutions. Or just reach out to the website. But Sahid at New Bloom Solutions, our Instagram, our New Bloom Solutions Instagram, or subscribe to our newsletter. Go to the Bloom Show and write a comment. Or just if you see me at a convention, pull me aside.
Smoke signals.
Say what's up.
What's up?
Give me a high five. Fist bump. We're cool.
Okay. Well, this has been a really good podcast and a really good guest and a good friend. And I'm glad that you were in the office having a scotch with the guys.
Yeah.
Really nice to have you. I don't think your story is almost over. We'll have to have you back in the near future to get caught up on what next new moves that you made, especially how you're implementing AI into helping people, because I'm sure that's in the pipe as well. So my name is Mike, and I want to thank you, Sahid, for being here. This is Ryan and Jimmy the Tulip and Joel signing off. Till next time.
See ya.